across the street when I saw you laying down on the floor, on the road, I should say. I was afraid that you were going to get hit by a car or run over, I should say. So I asked some gentlemen that were right next to me to help me get you inside my car, and I brought you home because when they searched your bags, you didn't have a cell phone on you, so I didn't know what to do, and I just didn't want to leave you there. And the police department is awful in this city, you know that? Yeah, I know, so that's why I brought you home, hoping that you would wake up on time. I was going to take you to the ER if you didn't wake up, but yeah, I brought you here, and you finally woke up, and I am happy that you did. I was starting to panic. What do you think happened to you? Oh, you suffer a panic attacks. Epilepsy too. Okay, that's probably something that happened. Yeah, I understand. No, yes, I just saw you there laying down. I thought you were dead. So, but I'm happy you're awake now. So do you have any social media such as Facebook or Instagram where I could contact one of your relatives because your cell phone is gone? Or actually, do you know any of their numbers by heart? No, not even your mother's number? Gee, I memorized my mom's number for the same reason. But do you have a Facebook, I assume? You don't? Wow, you're really anti-social media. I don't know why I just said that, but you know what I mean. It's not your type of stuff. Yeah, got it. You're a very reserved person. Got it. Yes. Okay, let's see. I can try logging into my Facebook, and we can try searching for one of your siblings, cousins, aunts, mom, dad, your sister. Okay. And is your name, or is her name, and your last name very common? A little bit? Okay. As long as it's not very common, I guess we should be good. In the meantime, you try to relax. Yeah. You feel like you're going to hyperventilate. I completely understand how that feels. Oh yeah. Yeah, I suffer panic attacks, and I am familiar with hyperventilation. It is very scary. Indeed, yes. Oh, you want me to tell you a story? How I started getting my panic attacks? Yeah, if that helps you relax, I can tell you how it all started for me. I'm so happy. In the meantime, I will turn on my laptop and I'll try looking for your sister. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So how did yours start? Your panic attacks? Oh, because of your epilepsies, I see. Yeah. I bet those are scary. I knew a girl. I don't know much people. Just this girl I met. She told me she suffered from epilepsies, and I mean, I was never there to ever witness one. Thank goodness, because me with anxiety and seeing somebody. So please don't don't get one right now. I wouldn't know what to do. I would panic. But yeah, I bet it's hard. Okay, come on. Log into Facebook now. And how does your sister look? Just so I have an idea what type of person to look for, since your name is a little bit common. Blonde hair, green eyes. Okay, got it. Yeah, absolutely. Would you like some water? Okay, just a sec, just a sec. Okay. Here you go. No problem. Okay, so I guess I'll tell you now how I started experiencing panic attacks and how it started. Okay, so I didn't used to suffer from panic attacks and anxiety back then. I can say 100% healthy physically and mentally. So one day I went miniature golfing with some of my friends, and they also had like rides, to get on. So that's exactly what we did. We got on some go-karts, and my friend's brother got stuck, and I didn't want to hit him, so I braked, and I didn't even brake, hard or unexpectedly. I actually slowed down because I saw him from a distance. I slowed down and I stopped because I didn't want to hurt him, and I didn't think it would be so funny to hit somebody unexpectedly on some go-karts. But obviously the person that was right behind me thought otherwise. He did exactly the opposite of what I did to avoid hitting my brother's friend. So at full speed he hit me, and I wasn't expecting it. So the seats on the go-karts were cushiony or soft, it was like a hard plastic, and they didn't have any helmets in these go-karts. Pardon me. They didn't have any helmets for these go-karts. So I hit my head, and when I hit my head, I heard like a crack. But I just thought, okay, cracked my back or something, I didn't think much of it, so I just went on with my night, getting on other rides, and I then started feeling lightheaded and very, very tired. So since I was driving, I told my friends, hey guys, it's time to go home. I don't feel very well after, I hit my head on the back of the seat because that guy hit my car. So I don't feel good, so it's time for us to go home. So that's exactly what we did. We went home, and as soon as I got home, I went to sleep since I felt very tired already, and I had work in the morning. So I went to work feeling very tired still. And then I was a hostess, so it was very hard for me to concentrate on writing down names, getting the menus, just running all over the place. And it was a Saturday, so the restaurant was very busy. So eventually my coworkers started noticing that I didn't look good, and the manager did too eventually, and he told me to go home. And I went home and I still felt weird. I went to the ER and they didn't want to see me because I was uninsured at that time. So yes, yeah, I know that's illegal, but the doctor scared me away by telling me that the bill was going to be very high, you know. Yeah, so I said whatever, and we left, and I continued feeling like that, very sleepy, very lightheaded for about 10 days or 7 to 10 days. I can't remember very well. And it just got to the point where I had to quit my job because I didn't feel good, and I guess they weren't believing me at my job. So I said, you know what, guys, I'd rather, if something bad's gonna happen to me, I'd rather let it have that happen at home than at work. So I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of other people. Yeah, right, I know. So that's exactly what I did. I quit my job, but I had met a guy there and we were dating, and I told him, okay, he was carless at that time because he had just gotten in a car accident too, about like a month ago. And so yeah, I would take him home, I'll give him rides to work and back home. And I told him, okay, I'll come pick you up later tonight. So I went home and I packed, because at that time I lived with my godparents. So I packed to come back home with my mother and my brothers to spend the summer. And so I was packing, I began feeling very weird. My throat got very dry, like excessively dry. I felt like I had a knot there, and I would drink water and it wouldn't go away. So my godfather has Parkinson's disease, so I tried telling him, okay, I'm not feeling very well, but you relax and I'm gonna go lay down. And he said okay. Went to go lay down, and then as soon as I laid down, I started seeing little stars. You know, kind of like when you stand up and you get lighted. Yes, exactly like that. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, everywhere, like all over the place, little flashes everywhere. And then I started feeling confused, sad, happy, very emotional, and scared, fear. And I was just like, what's happening to me? Why am I feeling this? And I honestly thought I was going to die. So I called my cousin, and it was very hard to focus my vision on my cell phone screen. So I managed to call my cousin because my mom didn't answer her phone. Yeah, don't you just hate that when they don't answer their phones and you have an emergency or something to tell them? Oh, that's how they are. So yeah, she didn't answer her phone, so I called my cousin. Luckily she wasn't at work, and she answered, and I told her, hey, I'm gonna call the paramedics. This is happening to me and I don't know why. So yeah, the last thing I remember was hearing the paramedics, and I saw them, but it was a haze, like everything. I don't remember how their faces look. I don't remember how many men were there or women, mostly men. I just remember my vision blacking out, and then telling me to push against one of their hands, I guess, to see if I could stand up on my own. But obviously I couldn't, because at that time I blacked out, but I could still hear them. So yes, I passed out completely. Next thing I know, I am in the ambulance, severely dehydrated. I remember asking the EMT, and this was a female, and I asked her, may I please have water? I am very Absolutely, yes. That gives you more anxiety. Yeah. But at that time, I didn't know what anxiety was or panic attacks. So, yeah, I got off and, they got me off of the ambulance. They took me to the ER. Couldn't remember. I was just asleep, or I felt like I was asleep, but I remember hearing a lot of voices, hearing other patients, doctors talking. Nobody would pay attention to me. That's what I remember. And then I started feeling this hot sensation in the back of my head, and that woke me up. I felt like I had to throw up, and I called for help, and they flipped me to my side, and I threw up, and I gained my vision. And after I threw up, and I remember I thought I was speaking properly every time they would ask me questions. I do remember I kept knocking out, like I'll fall asleep every time, and the doctor would come and shake me, and like aggressively. They were rude. Yes, they were rude at the hospital. And I remember I kept answering her questions, but my mom said I wasn't answering them properly. My mouth was clenched, like, whoa. And I felt like I was speaking well, like the words are coming out of my mouth properly and normally, like how I'm speaking now. But my mom said no, that it was hard to understand, and that I wouldn't open or move my lips. I was just like, no. And I don't know what that was happened to me. It was a concussion, or if it was almost a stroke. I honestly don't know until this day what that was, because there was no proper diagnosis for me on that day. They thought I was on drugs. Yes. Can you believe that? I don't do drugs. But the doctor swore I was on drugs, and I was like, no. I had to like yell at her, no, I am not on drugs. But I hit my head about 10 days ago. That's all I told her. And she's like, well, the CT scans came back normal. There's nothing wrong with you. So I went on, and life just changed for me completely that day. The guy I was dating that I had dropped off at work, he knew something was wrong with me since I didn't pick him up. And he just knows I'm not the type of girl to say, I'll come pick you up, and I'll do it. So they finally got me a room like at 2 or 3 in the morning, and I texted him and I was like, hey, you know what, this happened to me. And he came the next day like at 6 in the morning to visit me. That was the nicest thing. And that was when I thought to myself, he's the one. And we've been together for 5 years. He's been with me with all this, new chapter in my life, with panic attacks, the hyperventilation. It's just very scary. He knows how to comfort me when I get when I hyperventilate. He hugs me and tells me everything's gonna be okay, and that helps calm my nerves. That's how I was brushing your hair. Yes, because it helps. It does. And when people speak calmly to you and nicely, yes, I absolutely agree. I wish there was more people in this world that understood people with anxiety, and that they don't judge us or just say get over it, because it's not that easy. Exactly. So, I still suffer from them, and I do take Paxil whenever I feel anxious, because it makes it very hard for me to be sitting in a classroom or even to drive. That's why I gave up my car and I sold it to my brother, and I don't drive. You don't either, for that same reason. Interesting. Yeah, I am terrified to even walk out in the street too. Yes, I feel that I fear, I should say, that I am going to pass out just like you did because of my anxiety sometimes. I completely understand. Yes. Well, you made a new friend who completely understands your anxiety, and I won't judge you. If you ever need to talk, I'm here for you. And my story. That's how I started with panic attacks after a very small impact to my head that changed my life. It was just a night of fun, happiness, and it turned to something dark and life-changing. And as I'm talking about life-changing, I think I just found your sister. Yes, blonde blue eyes. Here she is, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna have you verified. That's her. Yes. Okay, I'm going to send her a message and I hope she replies and doesn't get all creeped out. DNA. Who's this girl sending me a message? Just random stranger. Okay. Okay. Do I just tell her I found your sister unconscious on the floor? I want her to get scared. Okay. Yeah. No, you're welcome, of course. I'm here for you. I would never harm anybody. No, I'm sorry. I know that was the wrong thing to do, but you know, the police departments and the paramedics are awful in this city, and I knew they weren't going to get to you on time. And I didn't want you to stop traffic because you already stopping traffic, and you know, people are with the road rage. No problem. Well, message sent, so I just have to wait for a reply from your sister. Oh, what do you know? She opened it. Oh yeah, we are deeply worried about it. They are very concerned. Yeah, they say you've been gone all day, and yes, it's already nighttime. I could understand. She said they were about to report you missing. Okay, well, your sister said they should be on their way as soon as I give them my address, so that's what I'm about to do. Go clean